at the office at 9 a.m. on Saturday, he told our producer, clearly grateful that someone has indeed nominated him as a model of integrity. The words of Principal Security Officer PSO2 Joshua Onuh, an employee of the University of Lagos, were simply touching. He is of the Igala ethnic stock in Nigeria's Kogi East. His humility has its roots in his childhood upbringing.
I was born into a Christian family. My father was a pastor. He is Elder Pastor Stephen Onuh, who was late about 2 years ago, 2021. And he brought me up, and I and my siblings up very well in the ways of the Lord, and made us to have the fear of God to the extent that we eschew evil right from our youthful age. And by the grace of God, we grow thereby.
He drops a hint on the impact of early teachings in the life of a man or woman as he intones that his father had shown his children the ways of the Lord quite early in life. It became the way to go in turbulent adulthood.
Even though the world is full of evil now, yet because of the background and the value we were being brought up with by our parents. My mother's name is Salome Onuh. That value actually speaks for us anywhere, anytime. And as a result of that, they have made us to understand that we are not supposed to take anything that does not belong to us. And anything that brings us and anybody together, we must ensure that we have the same equal right with the person. And as a result of that, we don't cheat.
The real essence of Mr. Onuh's words is captured in his recall of a biblical precedent to the injunctions handed down to him and his siblings by his father. It's an interesting pathway to a cherished past.
As I told you, my father was a pastor. He taught us in the Sunday school with other siblings, with other children while we were growing up, about the life of the sons of, Rechab. We call them the Rechabites. Their parents brought them up and gave them an instruction on the need not to take wine, strong drink. Even though their parents have died decades back, they still upheld to the value, the instruction that the parent gave to them, to the extent that God had to send a prophet, go to the house of Rechab or the Rechabites, and then tease them with alcohol or wine, and you will hear what they'll tell you. And as a result, when the prophet got there, they told the prophet, "Sorry, sir, our parents have told us not to take strong drink, not to take wine. And that has been part of us, and we have been observing it right from our youth, and we cannot change it for now, for any reason." And as a result of that, he said that even my dad told us that even though your parents are not with you, that a time will come, you will grow up, you will go to a certain place where your parents are not. And the test of, integrity will come before you. To show forth that you have passed through this Sunday school, you have to tell them that, look, this is what our parents told us that we should not do. And as a result of that, we never did it.
Mr. Onuh says there have been times people accused him and his siblings of various forms of wrongdoing. Given their pedigree and faith guidance, there had always been an insistent assertion of tutored integrity. He talks about his own case in particular.
There was a time, even in this place of work, I was being accused of certain things. I told them, my father was still alive then. I said, call my father and tell him, ask him that, oh, your son, Joshua, did this and that, and hear what he will tell you. He will rightly tell you he can't be my son, because he knew the way he brought us up and that we cannot deviate. And that has been part of our life. And it has helped us thus far and brought us to where we are today, to the glory of God.
Surely, Mr. Onuh's comments find anchor in that trait that separates men of honor from those who live life whichever way they like. We asked for his definition of integrity.
Integrity to me is a value in one that speaks of the person's, ability, sincerity, and, personality. That speaks about the person's personality. That's what I feel it is.
For the man or woman who decides on not compromising their noble principles, the road is usually rough. They are either scoffed at or outrightly condemned. Mr. Onuh has an experience drawn from this scenario.
Some years back, about 1996, 97, thereabouts, some new staff that were employed were given to me to go and supervise exam at the Faculty of Art. And actually, when the menu was being shared and remuneration were being given, we were counted out as security. But the dean was not around then. I decided to, after a month, I asked the examination officer. I was the one that led the team to that place. Why are we not being given anything? He said, we were not co-opted into the arrangement. I said, why must it be? We are bona fide staff. We are not contract staff. He said, but that is just what they told him. I said, okay, fine, no problem. After a month or thereabouts, I saw the dean, because the dean traveled then. I saw the dean, Professor Rubetine by name. I told him, I said, sir, I and my team members came to your office came to your department to work, and nothing was given to us. He said, why? I said, they said that is the arrangement that was being made. He said, no, it can't be. That I should come and see him in his office. I went to his office. He said, how many of us? I told him how many we were. And he said I should sign for a certain amount of money, for which I did. And I had to go to the offices or the various beats of those my colleagues that worked with me to give them their share of money. For which I know, if it were to be other of my colleagues, that money goes into their pocket and it will never come out. Till today, I can still mention the name of those staff of ours that I did that to. I didn't do it for anybody to clap hand for me, but I knew that if I eat it alone, I have committed sin, and it is not part of my life.
It is not part of his life, a life formed up from injunctions he received as a toddler raised by Christian parents.
Number 2, in 1997, a professor's car, he was a doctor then, a lecturer at the Faculty of Arts, was stolen by a thief from the faculty, and I was working at the main gate. The highest denomination of currency, of Nigerian currency then, was used to wrap the disc, that was the gate pass, and given to me. I said, no, I insisted, please let me see our gate pass. He said, no, it's inside that money. I said, no, I'm not interested in the money. Let me see the gate pass. He said, then he said I should take. When I took the money, I took the gate pass with the money so wrapped with. I discovered that it was a fake disc that he gave to me. If I were to be a money monger, I will only pocket the money, having seen that the disc is fake, I would throw it away. But I didn't do that. I blocked him and I recovered the car for the professor. He's now a professor. He's still at work till today. The car was recovered. When he came down from his office in order to take his car, he found that the car was not there. He has to run down to the security post. Behold, the car was seen at the security post. I found that at that. Thank God that what has happened today to me is a kind of seed that is being sown for some time. God decided to use it to reward my efficiency, integrity, and sincerity, and loyalty to the job.
A third instance of insistence on integrity saw him apprehend a man who discharged only 11,000 liters of diesel from a tanker with the evil intent of taking 22,000 liters out. Mr. Onuh got him apprehended as he turned down all attempts to be bribed into silence. How does Mr. Onuh acquire reinforcements so that he doesn't ever lower the bar of honesty?
The Bible says that godliness with contentment is a great gain. If you have God in your mind and you are contented with whatever thing you have and whatever position you find yourself, whatever anybody says will not move you. So that inasmuch and integrity is a thing that someone determines by himself. It's not as if it is imposed on one. You determine it yourself that no, I don't want to live this life. This is the life I want to live. Therefore, if anybody tells you whatever that is not in line with your own style of life, you have to push it aside and then do what you want to do.
And what do some individuals who know this security officer think about his character?
Mr. Onuh is a very, very truthful person. When we have some issues in some beat, we normally post him there to go and normalize it for us. And I've been doing it. They brought a 33,000 liter diesel to our service area in what our work and physical planning department. One day they had discharging it. They said, within some minutes, they said, I've discharged the fuel. Now, no, I'll manage. Now, no, I have to check. They said, no, that's not coming. So, guys, this is what happened now. They said they bought this for so later. I within a couple of minutes, they said I've discharged it.
Mr. Onuh has one last word of caution.
The Bible says, if you fear God, you ensue evil. That is to say, you depart from evil. So, wherever you are, it's not because your father is there or your mother is there, but because you fear God, you have to be able to give way from doing things that are evil. So also, I knew of many children who came. I knew when they came to year one, you look at them, this one is from a Christian background, more especially those of us that are from maybe Pentecostal and they don't wear earring, they don't wear this. You will see them from the first year, second year, before you know the third year. Oh my God. When you see such girls, you begin to wonder, is it not this girl that I used to know? Why? It is as a result of peer pressure.
PSO 2 Onuh remains a regular sight on the premises of the University of Lagos. If you're thinking of getting anyone compromised at their duty post, you won't succeed with this man. Honesty remains his best policy. It is a virtue he imbibed as a child. It is a standard he bears with pride, no matter the cost.